Yes, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jakob Tuna. I'm from the Department of Freight Transport in the Federal Ministry of Climate Action. And I will now give you an overview about the status quo of the Master Plan for Freight Transport. Next, please. The Master Plan for Freight Transport is, as Rainer already said, based on the Austria's Mobility Master Plan. It is the strategic framework for development and design of freight transport in Austria until 2040. And the main goal is to achieve climate neutrality and sustainable freight transport by 2040. Next. Here, Rainer already mentioned it. The most important points are avoiding transport, shifting to environmentally friendly modes of transport, and where not possible, improve transport. For freight transport, it means avoiding, for example, by an efficient land use and spatial planning, shifting mainly from road to rail and slightly to waterways. But in Austria, we just have Danube, so waterways don't play that big role, and improve for transport, especially the waterways, the ships, and the aviation, for example, by sustainable aviation fuels and other synthetic fuels that will be available in the future. Next, please. Here we already saw this graphic, and the goal is that until 2040, the volume of freight transport on the road will stay nearly constant, maybe decrease a little bit, and we would like to achieve a disproportionate growth on the rail by shifting from road to rail, and a slightly increase in the waterways. But as I said, and as you can see in the graph, waterways, the Danube doesn't play that big role in Austria. Next one. And now another specifications already mentioned, the backcasting approach of the Mobility Master Plan, the decoupling of economic growth, the GDP, and the volume of freight transport. We want to decouple these two elements. Then, as already mentioned, again, the traffic, the amount of energy available for traffic is severely limited. For the transport sector, it will be around 100 petajoule, and therefore the most efficient modes of transport have to be used. And in case of freight transport in Austria, that means a shift from road to rail, and the desired modal split in 2040 for rail is 34%, and if possible and in line with other EU member states, up to 40%. Next one. And as we saw for the passenger transport, here the drive technologies for freight transport. The drive technologies here listed from the right sector to the left one by their efficiency. The most efficient is active mobility, followed by battery electric vehicles, then maybe electric road infrastructure, so-called overhead lines, then hydrogen, and the least efficient ones, the climate neutral fuels. Where will they be introduced? Up to roughly 300 kilometers per day, but due to technology improvement in the battery technologies, even more, the battery electric vehicles. And for heavy good vehicles and longer ranges, additionally, the fuel cell with hydrogen. And as I mentioned, there are pilot projects for electric road infrastructure, but this depends on the EU and negotiations with the member states if this is possible in the future. Next one, please. Then to the master plan itself, the elaboration was carried out through 4 working groups based on the transport mode. So the most important ones, rail, road, and then waterways and aviation. And these 4 are also the most important chapters of the master plan. And in the process, there were some stakeholder events and technical discussions. The development of the master plan was carried out through internal and external input, and the first draft should be finished in July 2022. And the plan scope is approximately 100 pages, and nearly half of it will be the text section, and the other half will be measures to achieve the goal of climate neutrality. The additional chapters to the 4 I already mentioned is one of the most important ones, avoiding traffic. And here again, we want to look at the possibilities of decoupling economic growth and the volume of freight transport, the transport system itself as a whole. So not only having a look at the different modes of transport, but also linking them and look at the competition between the different modes. Then transport policy is another subchapter. Personal and education, as I think everybody knows that it's a problem to get the right personnel, and also social affairs, especially the labor conditions in freight transport are a topic of this chapter. The last one is the cooperation and interconnectivity. On the one hand, with the 9 provinces in Austria, and also on the other hand at EU level. That was in short the master plan for freight transport and how it's developed. Thank you.